We see a soldier with the mighty Trinity behind him, but they seem to have been infected. There is also an angel behind the anti-life Batman. Is this a statue or something else? So we are in Washington, D.C. with Captain Adam and maybe Amanda Waller. It kind of looks like her. Adam asks Waller if there's been any sign of Ray Palmer, the Atom. Waller tells Cap that Ray is still in the virus victim and they're out of time. The two of them have been following a chain of action for plague control. Now they're up to C. I suspect Captain Adam will have to take direct action on this. Plan C must involve the Cap to just lay waste to the infected. But something is wrong. But how could it be? Captain Adam is supposed to be impervious to viruses, but nonetheless, something is going dreadfully wrong. It looks like Ray Palmer has been located. It's possible the equation targeted Ray in order to find a way into Captain Adam. Now, this living weapon is at the mercy of the anti-life equation. Superman returns with Martha Kent. John asks about his grandfather. Martha can only utter "he" before being taken over by grief. The Kent family embraces each other and mourns the loss of Jonathan Kent. Lois is about ready to start broadcasting to the survivors with the analog equipment. Superman says he has to get back out there to save who he can. The Greens, as I now call them, Canary and Arrow, tell Superman that it's too dangerous for him to go back into the city. The virus is both spread by blood and technology. If Superman were to even look at a screen, the equation would have him. Superman says he won't. He's been using his X-ray vision since he worked out what was happening. He appreciates the concerns, but they don't have the time. Damian tells Superman to find more time. Time to find more survivors. Green Canary agrees and tells Supes she's going with him. Lois is making effective use of the analog radio equipment on top of the Daily Planet. She tries to give a message of hope for the dwindling masses huddled together. Both members of the Justice League and even the villains begin to gather in Metropolis. This broadcast stretched across the world, even to Themyscira. Mira asks the Queen and Wonder Woman's mother, Hippolyta, for help and refuge. Hippolyta embraces Mira with open arms, royalty to royalty. Wonder Woman had been listening to the broadcast. She announces to her mom of her intentions to leave for Metropolis. Superman and Green Canary fly through Keystone City on a quest to find the Flashes. Superman locates them with his X-ray vision. Flash is nearly panicked, saying they can't leave. When Batman had figured out what was happening, he notified Barry Allen and Wallace West. If either of them got infected, it would spell disaster for humanity. Superman tells them he can move them safely. Barry asks about Dinah's new status as Green Lantern. Wally asks where Hal is. Harley Quinn has her hands full with the zombie Birds of Prey. She realizes the numbers are not in her favor. Luckily for Harley Quinn, her beau, Poison Ivy, enters the fray and quickly dispatches the anti-lifer Birds of Prey. Harley is quite impressed with Ivy. She expresses to Ivy that it was pretty romantic. Ivy quips, "The crushing of the undead?" Quinn corrects her and tells her that saving her life was the romantic gesture. The dead crushing was a delightful bonus. Harley Quinn asks where they are going. Ivy assures her that the Green will protect them. You know, not for nothing, but if Ivy and Harley don't make it, I've always wondered if her and Groot from Marvel Comics would be a good match. I mean, she's Poison Ivy, he's Groot. I don't know. I think it would work. Lois is finishing up her broadcast. John asks if they could hear what he does. He says it sounds like thunder. John, Oliver, Lois, Black Lightning, and Little Lightning, along with Damian, stare in awe. Green Arrow says it sounds like impending doom. John says he can see her. Oliver was right. It's Giganta, but infected. Black Lightning, Green Arrow, and John Kent do their best to hold her back. Wow. Missiles. Looky who's here. Mr. Alfred Pennyworth. Yikes. Giganta manages to grip and nearly destroy the Batwing. Damian believes it's the end. The superpowered cavalry has returned, and Green Canary saves what was left of the Batwing. She's also transporting the Flashes at the same time. Damn, Dinah's getting good at this. Superman takes the big lady down. She's also infected. Just wanted to say that. Enter Wonder Woman. She wants to put a nail in Giganta's coffin, but she was stopped by Superman. Diana is shocked by this. Clark explains that the victims of the virus were infected, but still may be alive and someday saved. Cyborg subtly corrects Superman by blowing an 8-foot hole in Giganta's head. Naturally, Superman asks, why? Cyborg tells them she was not alive. None of them are. Oh man, this kind of sucks. Damian initially believes it was his father piloting the Batwing. He sees Alfred, and Alfred apologizes to him and calls Damian son. Alfred opens a suitcase for Damian. We see what's inside of it, and it's what we all suspected. It's the bat suit. Alfred tells Damian that Bruce was so proud of him, and he should have told him every day. Jefferson and Anissa employ a low-tech but effective workaround to being infected by a screen. They use a pair of prescription contacts to blur the vision of the speedsters. Jefferson told them that they may get a headache from the contacts, but it would be better than becoming a zombie. Here, Cyborg corrects Jefferson and tells them all they are not zombies. They are a blight, an extension of the anti-life equation. Cyborg explains further that the blight wants death and nothing more. They sense life and want to end it. They can't stay there. They'll attract more blight. Oliver Queen says, hey, Hawkwoman was falling toward them with her wings aflame. Luckily, Wonder Woman was near and could save Kendra Carter. Wonder Woman asks what happened and gets told by Hawkwoman that Captain Atom had turned and was going to blow. Superman asks where. It's Washington, D.C. Supes and Wonder Woman speed toward the Cap, and they try to take him up, and away. But it's too late. Washington, D.C. is gone in an instant, and the explosion kept growing, destroying Baltimore as well. The blast radius ends up at Metropolis, and it has no sign of stopping. Franklin tries to ready his family, and holds them tight as they try to steel themselves against the oblivion. Another issue down, and things are looking quite dire. It will be interesting to see how our heroes triumph over this. Fare thee well, my friends, and take care.